All right, guys, so we are going to be rating all of the jobs in Horizon. Right now, let's go ahead and start with just normal gameplay. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be ranking based solely on, you know, main job, no sub job, no nothing. Okay, I do have my list up here. Job previews. Okay, so we got our job previews going on right here, guys. So if we need to refer to anything, we can always refer to it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and start out. Okay, we got our white mage. Now I'm also going to be basing our choices based off of the job previews. Okay, so if they made some changes, I'm going to take those changes into account. Okay, normally I would rate a white mage, probably if this was, you know, a regular server, would put white mage probably like, I might say white mage on a B tier, maybe A tier, maybe A minus B tier normally. But now, because of taking the changes into account, I think we're gonna go A, like a solid A, A plus. Okay, almost like if I could put it right here on the fence, if I could put it like on the fence of S tier and A tier, I would. Now, obviously, I don't know how good it's gonna be, but I assume that it's gonna be better. Okay, I assume it's gonna be better. Okay, let's go with another starting job. We got the black mage. I'd guess they are bumped up to S tier with how positive the changes sound for them and negative for red mage. Yeah, like I'm on A, and I'm being very careful. I don't know if I'm gonna give anything S tier. I may give a couple things S tier, but you know what I mean? Yeah, not many. I think deserves A because of magic point efficiency change, plus only 2 healer jobs, red mage and white mage, so should be popular. Black mage B or B minus now, D before. D before? What? You thought it was a D before? Bruh, black mages were the bomb, dude. Black mages could do things that people couldn't do. I think for exploiting they are D. Yeah, A or S for endgame. Black mage was D tier for leveling. And AS for end. Okay, you know what? I think you guys are right. We're gonna put them A tier. I'm not gonna give them S tier. I'm not gonna give them S tier. I think that's fair. I think that's fair for black mage, right? An A tier now. Okay, and remember, I guess that's right because I told you we're doing this based on group play. Okay, red mage is next, guys. Red mage is next. Okay, the changes to red mage. They say that they did it without removing any red mage spells or abilities and without nerfing the benefits provided by any red mage spells, but rather by slightly nerfing red mage's magic point economy, making it harder for them to serve as an infinite mana batteries, mana battery. Adjustments have been also made to lessen red mage tanking prowess, while still allowing it to fulfill multiple other roles at a high level. Honestly, I'm gonna probably put red mage at a B. The reason why I'm gonna put red mage at a B tier, it seems like, okay, all of the stuff that I'm saying obviously is just how I'm taking what they're saying. It seems like they're going to be nerfing some of the things that red mage is doing, okay? And they're gonna make them useful more in other ways. How that's gonna look, I don't know. But I do believe that people are gonna be playing red mage completely different than they used to. I don't think red mage is gonna have the capabilities to do what it used to have. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but for now I'm gonna put it at B tier because that's kind of where I feel like it's probably gonna end up. Thief is, I'm gonna say Thief is gonna be an A tier. I'm kind of almost like flirting with the idea of putting Thief at an S tier, okay? And I'll tell you why. Because I think Thief is gonna be getting sneak attack at level 10. I really do. I feel very good about this. I feel that Thief is gonna be getting sneak attack at 10. And if Thief gets sneak attack at 10, people are gonna want Thief in their party like right away from Valkyrie, Dunes, and on. You're always gonna want a Thief in your party as one of the damage dealers. Thieves serve as very, very competent pullers. They do serve, okay, I was gonna say they serve as really good threat management. However, they are improving Paladin's threat management, so Thieves might actually lose their some of their value, right? if they're going to be buffing Paladin's threat management, Thieves might lose a little bit of their value. So that's actually very true. Taking that into consideration, I'm gonna put Thief at a solid A tier. Okay. Oh, darn it, guys. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Full screen display. My apologies. Okay. We were supposed to be here. Okay. So I was fooling about doing Thief at an S tier or Thief at an A tier. I think I'm gonna do Thief at an A tier. Like I said, Paladin's getting more threat efficient is going to make Thieves less important. However, the sneak attacks coming, what I think sneak attack coming at level 10 is gonna make Thief still desirable right off the bat. Though I suppose Thief might be from 10 to 40, you think so? I think Thief have a couple of spots they fall off. I'd give them a B+. Really? We have to resist the urge to put everything B and A tier. Well, I haven't put anything S tier yet. I haven't put anything S tier yet. Okay, so, and C tier, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't think any jobs are C tier. Like, I really, honestly, the only job I might put a C tier, okay, I don't want to say it yet because I don't want to piss you guys off, but I might put it in S tier. I'm sorry, a C tier, maybe a C tier, but there's no D tiers. I should have gotten rid of D tiers and done like, you know, S, you know, A minus, you know, B plus, stuff like. I should have probably done that, gotten rid of the D and the C. There's really no D's and C's. Every job Final Fantasy VII did a great job with their jobs, and I think that Horizon is looking at the areas of opportunity to make things better, and they are capitalizing on little bits of things that they can to improve them, to make them just perfect. If we include future jobs like Puppet Master or Blue Mage, I think those would be C. You just call Blue Mage and Puppet Master C tier? Lazy Cloud, ban them! This is my favorite classes, bro. They're like the best classes ever, dude. Yeah, they're great. They would have to strip half of Bard's ability as a way to drop them from S tier. Yeah, I know, right? Let's just get that over with, okay? We don't even need to read about it, all right? This is like extra, read about it. Nobody cares. Nobody needs to read about it. Bard S tier, get out of here, okay? Like, I'm done with you. I'm gonna look it up. There's no reason. Okay, guys. Okay, starting job, Warrior. Okay, Warrior. I'm gonna say A tier, and I'll tell you why. Threat management, and not necessarily threat management, but tanking capabilities, which is gonna make Warrior a better all-around job. Okay, hopefully. And you gotta also remember one more thing, guys. One more thing about all these job previews. All these job previews, they said this is how they're going right now. But everything that they're doing, they're gonna basically have a slider button, okay? And they're gonna be doing this to the slider buttons, okay? If something's not working quite well, if it's not right where they want, if they see like, okay, we got the idea, this is working, but we need to just a little bit up higher, they'll do it. And then it'll be perfect. Or if it's like too high, they're like, yeah, okay, we tried this, it was a little bit too much, let's just take it down a couple notches, you know what I mean? And then they'll take it down a little bit and it'll be perfect. They're gonna keep on working on these jobs to get them to where they fit the exactly what they envision, right? Okay, so based on that, I'm gonna say Warrior A tier. Okay, I'm not gonna say S tier yet, because Warrior, I think Warrior was like a solid B. You know, I think Warrior was a solid B, but now knowing that it's able to do these things, like tank and everything, the usefulness for Warrior is just gonna go up. So I'm gonna put him at an A. I won't be satisfied until they make White Mage Ninja the top damage dealer. We'll be talking about White Mage, guys, when it comes to hardcore. Oh my God, if you want to talk about S tier, holy crap. White Mage is like the I Ching of hardcore. Okay, we'll get to that. All right. Monk. Monk. I know a lot of you guys are waiting for this. Okay, Monk is a bulky damage dealer, unless you're Tarutaru, with an emphasis on fast attacks, sustained damage over time, self-sufficiency. Adjustments have been made to increase their damage profile while providing for a more reactive playstyle. I don't know exactly what that looks like. Damage profile while providing for a more reactive playstyle. That's the whole thing. The word that trips me out of the whole thing is reactive. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to make of reactive playstyle. So that interests me a lot to see where they're going with that. Monk's defensive kit has also been enhanced to increase their self-sustain, status cleansing capabilities, and offer additional group utility. Okay, Red Mage is gonna get company. I'm not gonna put Monk C tier. Not for Horizon. If we're talking about Era, yes. But okay, we're gonna go B tier. We're gonna go B tier. Yeah, I think that Monk is going to surprise you guys. I have a feeling. Okay, I think Monk is going to be the sleeper of everything. Hold on a minute. So we're gonna go B tier, and we're going to watch and see what happens. Okay. What job is this? Oh, I know what job that is. Okay, is that it for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay, that's it for our starting jobs. Okay, now we go into the second tier of jobs, right? Le Beastmaster. Okay. All right, guys, look. I'm excited about Beastmaster. Normally, if this was Era, no changes, I would probably do Beastmaster a D tier. Okay. But I'm gonna actually put with the changes and that they're gonna make them able to be in groups. I'm gonna put them at a solid B tier. Okay. And the reason why we're gonna go B tier is because of the fact that Beast Era D tier, agree. Horizon question mark B tier. Do you agree with B tier, or do you think that that's too low? Because what they're doing with Beastmaster, guys, is they're making Jug Pets more powerful, and they're making it so that they don't despawn when you switch zones. Okay, so yeah, Beast might be an A tier. It might be an A tier, but I do not think that they're going to actually have the damage capability that it takes to stay in A tier. You see what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to have the damage capability to stay in A tier. So I'm going to say a B tier. I could be proven wrong. I could totally be proven wrong. I would love to be proven wrong. Okay, Dark Knight changes. We got to read up on the Dark Knight here, because Dark Knight was like a solid C tier. In Era, Dark Knight's like a solid C tier. All right, in my opinion. So let's read up on Dark Knight. Okay, adjustments have been made to allow Dark Knight to more viably swap between weapon types available to it depending on the situation and the player's personal preference. Okay, I don't know what that looks like. Dark Knight has had its absorb spells buffed to encourage players to use these spells more often. Dark Knight's offensive job abilities have been enhanced, and traits from Beyond the Chains of Promethea expansion have been added to increase Dark Knight's damage profile. I don't know what Dark Knight is gonna look like. Based off of that, I'm just gonna go with a solid B tier on Dark Knight. Okay, I don't know what you guys think. How do you guys feel about that? Dark Knight was a floor tank. I would have put Dragoon personally on Era Chains of Promethea before the change to its Wyvern on like B tier. Maybe a B minus C tier. Okay. I'm gonna put Dragoon as an A tier. Okay. I think Dragoon, just like Warrior, is going to end up being a sleeper hit. I think it's going to be one of those jobs that you guys are going to play that you're not expecting is going to surprise you, and it's going to surprise the shit out of you. I don't know why, I just feel that way. I feel like Dragoon is going to be a surprise and a pleasure. So that's I'm going to put Dragoon as an A tier. I'm gonna go ahead and put Ninja at a solid A tier. Okay, it is a very useful tank, very useful, very beneficial in party situations. But I'm gonna put it at a solid A tier, in a solid A tier. Okay, Bard is an S tier. We don't even have to talk about Bard. Bard is one of those jobs that if you find a Bard in the world, you take that Bard in and you make it your own. Okay, you just make that Bard your friend. Cook him dinner, buy him armor, do whatever you have to do, get that Bard on your side, and don't let him leave you. Okay, chain him up, put him in the basement, you know, basements of Chateau d'Orangul or whatever the hell you pronounce it, Sandoria. Keep yourself a pocket Bard at all times. Best class in Chains of Promethea, period. Paladin, I'm gonna put Paladin in S tier also. Okay, Paladin's gonna go S tier, and the reason why I put Paladin as an S tier is because it is the one solid tank, solid tank. It is a freaking it is a tank. It is the one tank that's like a tank. Okay, Ninja tanks enemies, but it's not a tank. Paladin is a freaking tank. All right, you're supposed to hit him. Paladin, S tier for me, all the way. Okay, all the way for me. Rangers receive some traits and abilities from expansions beyond Chains of Promethea. Players will need to find the right distance to attack their targets to deal the most damage depending on the ranged weapon type equipped. Quality of life changes has been made to Rangers 2-hour ability, rendering it a reliable tool in Rangers damage dealing arsenal. The way I am with 2-hour abilities, I don't think anybody's 2-hour ability is good enough ever to change their tier. Because a 2-hour ability is just that. It's a 2-hour ability. That's one thing in Final Fantasy I've never liked, and I've never liked the idea of 2-hour abilities. I think any ability that there's a stigma of using it, like everybody's always afraid of using a 2-hour ability and they die with their 2-hour ability still active. You know, it's kind of like, you know, when in survival situations, they always tell you if you have water, drink it, don't ration it, drink it. Because most people die of dehydration with water still on them. You know what I mean? Ranger's the same exact way. Okay, you know, with the 2-hour ability, you could do whatever you want to the 2-hour ability. It's not, I mean, in my opinion, I have to see it in action, but I don't really think it's going to change anything. I'm going to put Ranger at a solid B tier. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that's too low? Think Ranger should be an A tier? 30 minutes would be good cooldown, I think. 2 hours is too long, I agree. I think it should be 30. I think it should be 30 minutes. C tier? C tier? You're very unforgiving. I've noticed that so far. I like you. Samurai. It, to me, I don't know. I kind of feel like, part of me feels is that like not buffed, like they nerfed Samurai. Doesn't it seem by hearing that they nerfed Samurai? I kind of like, when I read this, I feel like they nerfed it. However, I'm gonna say this. I do feel like there has to be one damage dealer in the S tier. And that being said, it's gonna be Samurai. Because I don't know any other damage dealer here right now, based on what I know. I don't know any other damage dealer right now just that's gonna do better than Samurai. I think Samurai is just a solid damage dealer. Anytime you see a Samurai that wants to join the group, you're gonna pick it up. You're not gonna say no ever. You know what I mean? So I with that, I'm gonna put it S tier. It seems like they nerfed it a little. Yeah, Samurai has always been the omnipotent damage dealer though, so I'm not mad at it. Yeah, Samurai was S tier, A tier now, I think, but still could be an S. Yeah, it's an S and we're watching it. Okay, it's an S and we're watching it. Okay, we're watching it. We're looking at you, Dragoon. We're looking at you to step up and dethrone the Samurai. We're looking at you, Beastmaster, to come out of freaking the jungle, to come out of the bushes and freaking, you know, just chicken somebody and take an S tier. We are so hoping that happens. We want to move you up, buddy. We want to move you up. Okay. Summoner. You guys about to be mad at me. Summoner is a unique job utilizing avatars via summoning magic to combat foes and support its party. Summoner is versatile and can function as a healer, damage dealer, or support depending on the situation. Quality of life changes have been made to Summoner by adopting diversification avatar blood pack types implemented in the Treasures of Argan expansion. Okay. Additionally, the benefits provided multiple blood packs have been enhanced or reworked to promote their use and utility. In light of these buffs, the return for stacking summoners on Cotton has been adjusted and now presents more of a potential danger for monster abilities, kind of like what they did with Black Mage, right? They made it so that you stack Black Mages, they're going to get TP faster, they'll blow you up. Okay, same thing with summoners. Travel benefits historically caused players not to level summoner as first job have been addressed. We encourage all players to level summoner first if that is what they desire. Whoa, you're saying summoner is S tier, huh? What's going on? How you doing? You think summoner is S tier? Bro, let me read these comments, guys. That's making a freaking statement right there, dude. Buffing summoner support and giving them both blood packs probably puts it A+ tier for me. They were great at 75 already. B for leveling. That makes sense. So you'll probably get to keep the ports after beating the solo fights now. Yeah, so Rolling Thunder is absolutely insane. I think Summoner is A- or B+. It can save parties later on if the puller pulls too many mobs, okay? Cost-wise, they are one of the cheaper jobs to gear. Rolling Thunder plus Hestega for leveling is disgusting. Endgame Diablo's nukes are nutty. Summoner can also skill chain with people pretty easy. Okay, taking what you guys said into consideration, we'll go ahead and move Summoner to A tier. That is the job list, okay? That is the job list, all right? This is main jobs, okay? Now, support jobs. Okay, support jobs. Okay, so this is gonna be easy right off the bat. Boom, Bard D tier. Okay. For sub jobs, Bard D tier. Said nobody. Okay. Hey, put that link up again, lazy. Hey, Frank, I got a quick question for you, man. Please. This is nothing like this. I don't think this is a wait until it comes out to find out. I'm just curious, okay? Somebody was curious in chat, okay? Can you make the name like we're thinking for a link shell name, The Walking Dead? Can you do capital T, capital W, capital D, or is it all lowercase? I'm just wondering if it, you know what I mean, when you make the link shell, because you know sometimes when you make a guild or a link shell and you type things the way you want it and you hit enter, it makes everything lowercase, you know? It is a great question. You're like, I don't know. I have no idea. LOL, never actually thought about it. It should be lowercase, like the rest. Okay. So I guess it's just, I guess it's one of those play and find out, but not because you don't want to tell us thing. All right. I can check. Oh, I might be complete. I mean, if you don't mind checking, you don't have to go out of the way though. I mean, I know you're a busy guy. I know there's a lot going on. I mean, we're going to be here all night. Not really. We'll be here for a while. Okay, guys. So Bard, I'm going to put Bard at D tier for sub jobs. Okay. We're just doing sub jobs now. Okay. Sub jobs. I'm going to put Bard at a D tier. I just don't imagine anybody ever going sub Bard. Can you guys ever come up with an excuse why somebody would want to sub Bard? It's great for funsies. It is good for funsies. Ninja Bard taking at 75. The Dunes. Bard. Yeah, I know. Okay, so we're gonna stick Bard as a sub job. I mean, as a D tier for sub jobs. Okay, Beastmaster is another one. I just don't see anybody ever going /beast. Although I don't know, can you use Jug Pets with a Beastmaster sub? If you can, Beastmaster might be a B tier sub. I mean, think about a ranger running around with Jug Pets. You know what I mean? You can't? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep Beastmaster at a D tier for sub jobs. I just don't think that there's any reason. Charm. You can't jug pet, but you can charm. You're right, but charming, you're not gonna charm in group play. You're gonna charm while you're solo. So we haven't talked about hardcore yet. So maybe in hardcore, because of that, maybe they'll get a slightly higher thing in hardcore. Okay, Black Mage sub job. Black Mage sub is a great sub, period. Black Mage is a great sub job for casters. Okay, so I'm gonna put Black Mage sub. I still think that some of the subs, yeah, okay, you're right. Black Mage sub is gonna be S tier. Black Mage sub is S tier. You're right. I was gonna say A tier, but I think it's S tier. Okay, I really do. Sub jobs are gonna be kind of easy. You know what I mean? Samurai. I'm sorry, this is Dark Knight. Dark Knight sub. I'm gonna put him at a B tier just because I don't know how it's gonna look. I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know what it's gonna look like yet, but I'm gonna put him at a B tier for sub job. Okay. Do you guys think A tier? Do you think it's good enough to go A tier? But just think about the absorb spells. I'm thinking like, you know, like I'm thinking maybe like a Red Mage Dark Knight. Maybe. What about a Beastmaster Dark Knight in a party, guys? What about a Beastmaster Dark Knight? Can Beastmasters use two-handed axes? B is good for now. The only reason you take it realistically is for stun. No. The realistic way you take it is for coolness factor. You're crazy. It's cool to work around with a Dark Knight sub. All right. So I think you guys are right. I think a B tier. I think B tier for a sub job, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, Monk sub I think is gonna go A tier. It's funny because Monk sub is gonna be better than Monk main. Okay, we're just gonna put Monk in a solid sub job. They're doing a lot of changes to Monk, and I think that you're gonna see a lot of people using Monk sub to try it out. It says that their defensive kit has been enhanced to increase their self-sustain, status cleansing capability, and offer additional group utility. You might see like a warrior monk tanking, you know. So adjustments have been made to increase Monk's damage profile while providing for a more reactive playstyle. So if you're not going to go a Monk as a tank, right? For those of you guys who wanted Monk as a tank, maybe you'll get a Monk as a sub job for tank. Ninja sub is going to be S tier. They can do whatever they want to it, forever, and it's going to be S tier. It's always going to be S tier. Okay, just dual wielding. They could take shadows away and it's still going to be A tier. You know, with no shadows, it's still A tier because of dual wielding, you know? So ninja sub is S tier. I'm going to put paladin sub. No, man, like, okay, I'm gonna put paladin sub as a C tier, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because they did buffs to warrior to make warrior more to have more defensive capabilities so they can do some tanking. Maybe there's a case to be made for warrior sub paladin, maybe. So I'm just gonna say right there. Okay, what if they give warrior dual wields? Well, I mean, it's not just warrior. You know, Beastmaster in parties can dual wield, you know, now, or always could dual wield, but not in party. They didn't get invites to parties. Thief, you want Thief? Thief wants to dual wield, you know? So Ranger pulls all the time. Well, sometimes. Bard likes it for pulling. You know, it's just such a damn good, it's just such a damn good job. Ranger for a sub job. Maybe for hardcore, Thief Ranger might be something good to give you that little bit of extra accuracy and things like that, so you can really make use of bloody bolts. But honestly, I think I'm gonna go D tier for Ranger. Yeah, I just don't see it. Red Mage sub job. For casters, I think there's better subs. Red Mage is gonna go C tier for me. I don't think I really need to look it up. A Samurai, I think I'm gonna put a solid A tier for Samurai sub. That's a pretty decent sub. Oh, you take it for weapon skill like Samurai Ranger, but that's still only one job. So okay, you're right though. Even if it's just one job, we'll go ahead and go C tier then. But it's definitely not going B tier. It's definitely not going B tier. That's like crazy talk in my opinion. Okay, we got ourselves the little summoner. Well, the little guy. What do you guys think about summoner for sub job? Passive 1-tick refresh. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing with ranger then. We're gonna go ahead and put it C tier. Okay, thief as a sub. I'm gonna put thief as a sub as the do we do B tier or A tier, guys? That sneak attack. Yeah, that sneak attack early level, dude, just changed things. Maybe trick attack early level 2. I think when they say, and maybe assassin earlier level 2. I don't know for a fact they're gonna put sneak attack at level 10 or 11 or 12, but I really believe that sneak attack is coming at 10, 11, or 12. I just really believe it. I believe it. Okay, thief 2 alone is what people will do it for. So are you thinking S tier? Are you thinking, you know what's funny? Okay, I think I am gonna put them S tier and I'm gonna explain to you why. I'm gonna put them S tier, I'm gonna explain to you why. Okay? I'm gonna defend this. I'm gonna defend this hill. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm gonna put a thief sub, never mind, I'm gonna put an A tier. The reason why I'm gonna put a thief sub A tier is because of the fact that every single person, okay, not every single person, but a huge percentage of Final Fantasy 11 players will level up a thief for a sub. You know what? No. Actually, I'm really struggling, guys. I really think it should be S tier. Because the thing about it is, like, when you think about a caster, when you're a caster, you always level up a freaking black mage for a sub. Always. If you're any kind of anybody, you're gonna level up ninja for a sub. Ninja is like the best sub in the game. You know what I mean? The best sub in the game. I mean, who knows now? In Horizon, it may change, but I doubt it. For battle, A tier. For utility, S tier. See what I mean? So I think it's like an A plus. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in S tier. I just am. If people don't have to use a ninja sub, thief and warrior are going to be the new go-to subs probably. Whenever blue mage comes out, they'll do nasty stuff as a blue mage thief. Yeah, I'm gonna sit on that. I'm gonna put that there, guys. I'm gonna put that there. Warrior sub. Warrior's another one. Warrior is another one that because of the fact that everyone levels a warrior till at least 37 for the sub. Nobody is gonna say, I need to level Dark Knight for 37 for sub. I need to level this for my sub. I need to level Monk for my sub. I need to level Samurai for my sub. No, they don't say I need to. I want to. I would like to. It would be really good if I had it, but these are necessities. These ones here are necessities. Okay. And so is this. White Mage, in my opinion, is a freaking staple to the arsenal of a caster as a sub job. If you are a caster, or not even just a caster, but I mean, I think that the White Mage is straight up S tier. Okay. Good list. Gotta go, buddy. Have a good night. Hey, take care, man. Take care. Thanks for hopping in, Junior. So what do you guys think about that? You guys go with that? I think that's pretty. You guys want to change anything about that? I think slash summoner sub is too low, to be honest. It's better than black mage sub for white mages, besides just having access to warp. It's not. You think so? Okay. You know what's funny is you're kind of not wrong. You're kind of not wrong. For a sub job, I'm gonna go A. You're right. Because red mage will sub this pretty consistently. White mage subs it all the time because they don't need to worry about damage. So yeah, I'll put it A. Oh, you know what? No, I'll put it a solid B. I'll put it at B tier because it's still only 2 jobs that would really use it. And it's time for hardcore. All right, guys, this is where things change because you have to kill Matt. If you don't beat Matt, you don't get to 75. Okay, so you need to find, so you got to see who people are going to start with. People are going to start with the jobs that have an easy time against Matt. Okay. So what are those jobs, guys? What are the jobs that are easy against Matt? I know one right away. I'll tell you right now, it's who I'm starting with. Not like my first job is not going to be White Mage, but the first White Mage that I'm going to actually, my first hardcore job that I'm actually going to pursue at a high level is going to be White Mage. And that's going to be S tier. And the reason why is because White Mage has a lot of survivability. White Mage is probably the easiest map fight out of all of them. You only have to beat Matt once, and once it's like basically White Mage is like the key. Okay, White Mage is the key to hardcore. Think about it like that. Okay, think about like this is Matt. Think about Matt is this line right here, this black line that none of these other jobs can penetrate. Or maybe they can, but you gotta be like, yo, you know, you gotta be very, very, very careful, and you gotta have like Jesus on your side or something, right? To get it like on one shot. But White Mage can just step in there and get it done. You know what I'm saying? White Mage can just get it done. A Bard for hardcore. I mean, honestly, for hardcore, I'm gonna probably put a Bard like at a C tier. I don't, you know. The reason why is because Bard is always putting themselves at risk. Bard is always putting themselves at risk to pull and stuff like that. And I know that they said that they made Bard have more damage, but who knows what that's going to look like. So I'm going to put Bard at a solid C tier. Thief with Flee, perfect dodge and evasion. Yes, Thief is going to be a solid A tier hardcore adventure. A solid A tier hardcore adventure. I think Thief hardcore is just great. Okay. Another one that I think is going to be really good in hardcore. Let me look at them real quick. I think Red Mage is going to be a solid A tier. Beastmaster, I'm gonna put Beastmaster at A tier. Okay, I'm gonna put Beastmaster at no, I'm gonna put Beastmaster at A tier. I'm gonna put Beastmaster at A tier because they have a lot of ability based on sub job to get away. Okay, like if you go like, let's say Beastmaster Thief, Beastmaster White Mage, Beastmaster freaking a lot of things, dude. Beastmaster Monk, Beastmaster Ninja. You got a lot of, you know, a lot of ability to get away, and darn it, a lot of ability to get away and save yourself. So I'm gonna put Beastmaster because of that is gonna be right here under A tier. Okay. Black Mage. Trying to think about Black Mage. Nothing else is gonna go S tier, by the way. I don't know if, and there's no other S tier hardcores. The only way that you get an S tier is if you have an insta win against Matt. If any of you guys can tell me any jobs in Final Fantasy 11 that are insta win jobs against Matt, tell me. Oh, you can hide from him? You can hide from Matt? I didn't know you could hide from Matt. That changes things right there, guys. That changes things right there. I had no idea that you could hide from Matt. No idea. Thief just went up to S tier because of that. Yeah, for sure. Thief is S tier. Matt does, in fact, not track by scent. Okay, well, that's great. If you can just steal from him, whether you fail or whether you're successful, and then you flee, go back to the beginning, click the hide button, and then he turns around, bro, aces, right on. So Black Mage, I'm gonna say Black Mage is probably, I'm gonna say Black Mage is a B tier to hardcore because of the fact that you're so weak. Because of the fact that you're so weak, I think Black Mage is gonna be a B tier. Okay. It's very easy as a Black Mage to draw threat. Okay, And I think people are going to be afraid to take black mages into their party because they don't think that the black mage is actually going to try hard, because they're going to try not to die, which is going to put all the damage dealers, and especially the tank and the white mage, at risk. The white mage at risk because they're going to have to heal more, may get threatened, they may die. See what I'm saying? So because of that, I'm going to put black mage at a B tier. Ninja is going to be an A tier because of the shadows, and it's going to be an A tier. Okay. Paladin, again, because of your defense and they're buffing the damage to paladin, it's going to be an A tier. You're going to know as a paladin that you're going to die before you die. And a lot of times you can get away on a hardcore character before you die. Black mage should be worst tier possible in hardcore. You think so? Why is that? I kill myself 99% of the time. That's funny. Trying to think here. Who else? Monk has a very, very good 2-hour ability. Monk has a very, very good 2-hour ability. I'm probably gonna put, I don't know why I put black mage at B tier. That was dumb. Monk has a good 2-hour ability, but I don't think Monk really has. Monk doesn't have anything special. There's nothing. It doesn't have pets. It doesn't have like real heals. Really have heals. Has chakra, which you can, you know, sub out your gear to get a better heal out of it. But there's nothing special about Monk that equals survivability. Okay, so I'm gonna put a B tier. A lot of these guys are just, you know, like Dragoon. I'm sorry, Dark Knight is just a damage dealer. There's nothing really special about it, but it's not risky like a black mage because it does have heavy armor. Same thing with the Dragoon. Samurai, same thing with the Samurai. And it also does have third eye. So you maybe there's a case to put Samurai at an A tier. Maybe there's a case to put Samurai at A tier. Paladin as a class, yes, but relying on heals from experienced party will be rough. You don't have to because they're doing buffs to the mana pool of the paladin. So that, and you always want to be prepared in hardcore. You want to have potions, you want to have elixirs, you want to have all that stuff that people don't normally use in Final Fantasy. You want to have those things. Summoner can be relatively safe if pet grabs threat while you run away. Yeah. Okay, that's true. That's true. Summoner is going to be an A tier job because of the pet. That's why Beastmaster is an A tier job, because of the pet. And if you go ninja sub, you know, or a thief sub, so you can easily just, you know, if you're careful about where you're partying, obviously, and if you're in a group on hardcore, you're going to be by a zone, right? A Beastmaster is not somebody that's going to be pulling threat from the tank. So really, the Beastmaster is going to be the last person to get threat. So the Beastmaster is really like the safest one in the group, which is why I put Red Mage at an A tier, because Red Mage is very safe in the group. Okay, very safe. The Red Mage is not going to pull that much threat. And they also have like buffs and things like that if they do. Ranger, what do you guys think about Ranger? They got Eagle Eye Shot that's supposed to be better now. You're not going to be doing much solo leveling. I'd probably put him at a solid B tier. You're not going to be doing much solo leveling. You're going to be in group play. You can manage your threat very effectively. If things get hairy, you can always Eagle Eye Shot. Okay? That's the way I look at it. Take into account Ranger Sleep Bolts. That too. And Bloody Bolts. Right? Ranger probably has less survivability than Black Mage. Black Mage has multiple chances to sleep and get out. Ranger just bolts down. Well, yeah, but the difference is Ranger is in a party format. Black Mage is also in a party format. If Ranger gets threat, Ranger can always get away. Ranger's not going to get one shot. Black Mage will. You know what I mean? So, or two shot. So a Ranger can manage its threat better than a Black Mage can manage its threat. Ranger can manage its threat and still deal good damage. Black Mages, to manage their threat, they're going to do very little damage and piss off the entire hardcore group. And they're going to put everybody else at risk because they're trying to play it safe. So red mage is actually really tricky in hardcore. It's probably the trickiest one in my opinion. You're gonna have to go a very solid sub job as a black mage to do it right, in my opinion. Okay, warrior. Again, warrior, I'm gonna put warrior at B tier because it doesn't have anything specific that any kind of anything specific to it that's gonna make it like stand above the rest when it comes to survivability. It doesn't have third eye. It doesn't have a weapon skill of insane damage like a samurai does, because a lot of times when you pop your weapon, your 2-hour ability on a warrior, you end up missing half the time. You know, ninja has shadows. Of course, you can use it as a sub. Paladin has just insane defense. Beastmaster has pets. Summoner has pets. And they're very unassuming. They're not going to be doing crazy damage. Berserk is risky. You probably won't be using it that much in hardcore. I like that enmity is harder to control in Final Fantasy 11. So if you go all out, popping all your buffs, there's a good chance you'll pull aggro. True and false. They did say that they're fixing a lot of the enmity management when it comes to some of the tanks, which is good, right? So that's something that we want to take into account. And then monk, again, monk, same thing, you know, it's just damage. So I think for hardcore guys, this is pretty much that. This is my tier list. The reason why these two jobs here are S tier is because of the fact they can beat Matt. They can both beat Matt without challenge. You know, the white mage will do it on its first shot. The thief might have to do it multiple times, depends. They have 2 chances to steal. So, you know what I mean? I like that. And oh, I'm sorry, I read that already. So yeah, it's just kind of one of those things that, like, white mage, all you have to do is survive. All you have to do is keep healing yourself. So keep your buffs up, heal yourself, stuff like that, and you should be fine, you know? So thank you so much, guys. I will see you guys on Friday. Look for the new video tomorrow. Take care.